So I had a nice conversation in Woodstock, New Brunswick today at the Sobeys parking lot with one of the readers of my old paper, The Bugle from Bloomfield, New Brunswick. She's a big country fan. We started talking about different types of music we're into, Charlie Pride and George. And Alan Jackson came up, and I promised her I'd do our podcast. For This Is For You. I don't want to give her name or her age, but let me tell you, she's a dancer, and she knows what I'm talking about. Now, Alan Jackson, we're going to talk about how he got his start. Probably one of the most important country singers of all time. The native of Newman, Georgia, has sold more than 75 million records worldwide. He has put out 16 studio albums, 3 greatest hits albums, 2 Christmas albums, and 2 gospel albums. Now, he did a song many years ago called Gone Country, which ties in with what we're talking about today, how he got his start. Now, 44 million sold of those 75 in the States alone. He's had 66 songs appear on the Billboard Hot Country Singles and Tracks charts. Now, of the 66 titles and 6 feature singles, 38 have reached top 5 and 35 have been number 1. Out of 15 titles to reach a Billboard Top Country Albums chart, 9 have been certified multi-platinum. He has won 2 Grammys, 16 CMAs, 17 ACMs, and is a nominee of multiple other awards. Member of the Grand Ole Opry, inducted to the Georgia Music Hall of Fame in 2001. He was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2017 by the luminous and legendary, the late Loretta Lynn. He was put in the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2018. Now, he just turned 64 last year, but really didn't get into country music until the early 80s. Now, born to Joseph Daddy Jean Jackson and Ruth Mama Ruth Jackson in Newman, Georgia, he has 4 older sisters. He and his immediate family live in a small home built around his grandfather's old tool shed. Sounds like he's from northern New Brunswick. The family is primarily of English descent. His mother lived in the home until her death on January 7th, 2017. He only began writing music in 1983 at the age of pretty well 25. Now, growing up, Jackson listened primarily to country music until a friend introduced him to Gene Watson, John Anderson, and the great Hank Williams Jr. Jackson attended the local Elm Street Elementary and Newman High School and joined the band Dixie Steel after graduation. When he was 27, Jackson and his wife of 6 years, Denise, moved from Newman to Nashville, where he hoped to pursue music full-time. And that ties a lot to his song Gone Country, sort of autobiographical. In 87, he got a pre-debut demoed album titled New Traditional at Doc's Place in Hendersonville, Texas, but is extremely rare and only released in Japan. Now, he was part of the new male country aesthetic that the second wave after the Lyle Lovett years, like, Alan Jackson, Travis Tritt, all those great singers, well after Randy Travis. Now, in Tennessee, he got his first job in the National Network's mailroom. His wife, Denise, was a flight attendant. While working, she came in contact with Glen Campbell and requested advice for her husband. Campbell handed her his business card of his manager and told her to call, which helped jumpstart his career. Jackson eventually signed with Arista, and in 1989, he became the first artist signed to the newly formed Arista National Brands of Arista Records. Arista released Jackson's debut single, Blue Blooded Woman, in late 1989. Although the song failed to reach top 40 in Hot Country, he reached number 3 by early 1990 with the George Jones-esque Here in the Real World. The song served as the title track of his debut album, Here in the Real World, which also included 2 more top 5 hits, Want It, and of course, Chasing That Neon Rainbow. And his first number 1, I Love You All Over Again. Now, Don't Rock the Jukebox, of course, with his tribute to George Jones, was the title of Jackson's second album. Released in 1991, included 4 number 1 hit singles, the title track, Someday, Dallas, and Love's Got a Hold on You, and the number 3, Midnight Montgomery. Jackson also co-wrote some of Randy Travis's 1991 album, High Lonesome. Now, how to work with Alan, it was just like Guns N' Roses for rock and roll or for Billy Ray Cyrus for pop country. No one knew who he was in the late 80s, and all of a sudden, he was everywhere. And he was part of that 1990 country explosion that dominated both the pop and the country charts. So for our lady from Bloomfield and for all the Alan Jackson fans, this is for you. If you like what we're doing here with our entertainment podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. And don't forget, sometimes you got to go country. Thanks for listening. Bye.